struck the Earth. 70% of all living things perished. When it hit, the asteroid blasted a 130-mile wide crater in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. But that collision wasn't the first. Large strikes that cause extinctions seem to happen every 30 million years, and the hits seem to have a rhythm of 26 to 32 million years. Comet and asteroid strikes that kill from 10 to 50% of living things have happened as well. These include the 35-million-year-old 40-kilometer-wide crater that is located below Chesapeake Bay in Virginia. Encounters with comets or asteroids that are not extinction-level events happen every 10,000 years. The smallest collisions, such as the 1908 asteroid that flattened 40 square miles in Siberia, happen every 100 years. The Tunguska event was nearly 109 years ago. So let's take a look at this raw footage from the 1921 Tunguska expedition, which displayed the aftermath of the huge Tunguska explosion of 1908. Comets and asteroids are all around us. Some orbit near the Kuiper Belt, while some orbit near Jupiter and the Sun, such as Shoemaker-Levy 9, which broke into 9 parts in 1992 and hit Jupiter in July of 1994, shown in this short video clip. The Kuiper Belt orbits around our Sun. It contains ice dwarfs, microplanets, asteroids, and comets. The majority of comets, over 1 billion, orbit further out in the Oort comet belt. Something out there has been pushing comets at us every 30 million years. Several theories about the possible culprit, put out in the 1980s and the 1990s, have not yet been proved. Here are 3. Nemesis, a companion star that orbits close to our Sun every 30 million years and knocks comets out of the Oort comet belt. Half of the shifted comets leave our solar system and half travel toward our Sun and Earth. NASA says that Nemesis hasn't been found, which leads one to conclude that there are other stars capable of sending objects hurtling towards Earth, and yet none of which are known to be near enough to cause changes in the Oort object's path. Planet X, a large planet in the Oort comet belt or even on the outskirts of our solar system. As it orbits, it affects the orbits of the smaller bodies, sending some our way. Planet X is supposed to be much larger than Earth, but NASA says it has not been found. I will talk more on this in a moment. And galactic rotation. Our Sun travels around our galaxy, and as we rotate around it, our path moves up and down, much like riding waves on the oceans. At some point, our Sun nears other stars or thick gas fields, which change the movement of the comets. In 2015, a hidden planet was discovered in the Kuiper Belt, and it may be responsible for periodic comet strikes. This planet, dubbed Planet 9, is larger and closer than Planet X was thought to be, but it is probable that it could push comets close to Earth. Planet 9 could be 10 times the mass of Earth, but we can't see it. It's still a considerable distance out and too dim to be seen with our current telescopes. So how do we know it's there? It can be determined mathematically. In a January 2016 Astronomical Journal article, Caltech astronomers Konstantin Bidogen and Michael Brown wrote that 11 dwarf planets and large asteroids in the Kuiper Belt, including Sedna, which is 995 kilometers in size, have orbits that cluster together. Their orbits all close together in the same area, less than 30 degrees apart, without the objects hitting each other. This couldn't have happened by chance. The probability is only 7/100%. The clustering couldn't happen unless there was a large planet forcing the orbits of these 11 large bodies together. The hidden planet may have an orbit that passes through the orbits of the affected bodies. It could be some time before our telescopes are big enough and the hidden planet is close enough for us to see it. But these are mathematical calculations, so we have no way of knowing for a certainty when that day will finally arrive. This unseen planet is big enough to cluster 11 large bodies. But is it responsible for the periodic strikes of comets and asteroids? Only more research will tell us. So we'll keep looking up to the sky in our search for answers. As we continue searching the skies for the true position of the elusive Planet X, it is now being reported that within days of the launch of a project by ANU for volunteers to identify candidates for the 9th planet, 4 possibilities have now been found. The response from skywatchers was swift and impressive. Within days, 60,000 people had classified more than 4 million objects. If the so-called Planet 9 is as large as Neptune, shown here, and less than 350 astronomical units from the Earth to the Sun, then it's probably one of the 4 possible candidates detected in the last few days, according to scientific analysis of the announced candidates. But like most of the reports originating from agencies affiliated with NASA, one must look at the new information with a bit of skepticism and question what this really means and what this is really all about. If you get time to view our Facebook page,